open carbonless forms, open invitation cards, open rubber stamps, open photos. So old photo, maybe I open say wedding photo away and I say, oh my me ye be away na old memories, no. You want to transfer them and then print it again at Inkwell, ebe say you did in Eddie amount. You say Inkwell war East Dublin Granville. No, so 1900 East Dublin Granville. Former Ashland University, a honor na ubehu Inkwell. Oba Mr. Kwesi Jima and then a pound for ebedi ujuma na ma kama. So actual books now person obi obe printed those books amawa and for any enhwe baby Inkwell ebedi ho juma ede amount. Revolt Africa app. Revolt Africa app no simple. A app be a so be a diaba marketer is there to help a independent artist. It is all independent artist that. That's what you do. You go to the Play Store or the App Store to download your app. And then when you download the app, and all you do is you register, you put all your songs on it. Because on this platform, the big guys, the A-list artists, they are not on it. So you are not going to be competing for with the algorithm. All you do is you just put your songs on it. And if you're a guy that want to listen to fresh music, that's where you go to. You listen to all the fresh music from Africa. So that is it. Vote Africa for you. Me amidi jumedi ye frame Kumasi Nyame. And everybody come on kraba ansana no. You know, tidbits in the SM yede me tidbits no. E wo muntine tidbits in the ebeti. Yenti first story for the tidbits and then we will continue from there. Yes. Edu Jemfi is Reverend Kusi Boateng's home name, Executive Director of National Cathedral. The name Kwabena Edu Jemfi has become topical following the publication of allegations that a board member and secretary of the National Cathedral project, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, was using the said name in an official capacity. The allegations were contained and are exposed by North Tongu Member of Parliament Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, who cited a number of statutory documentation, passport, voter ID cards to back his claim. Yes, onte ya enede wate. Edina change name Victor Kusi Boateng ejire enim no National Cathedral de waje board of trustees no ono mu secretary omu kasamafo etise ese edi National Cathedral no honkomo bia ono na edisa honkomo no mai e hon sema APP AGNS no yedni nyina beba, but now it is confirmed say tie ka se Kwabena Edu Jemfi a e ono a na say eye Victor Kusi Boateng no it is say Reverend Kusi Boateng na say hu din a ye fe no Kwabena Edu Jemfi a e nipa ba ko ho asem na ye ba beka edifadin Kwabena Edu Jemfi no eto utirimu na ye bedi honkomo tidbits na aso na ye wo no. Nana Agrada arrested again. Yasachi Agrada. It's Agrada family. Mom's baby will be a child. Agrada family for no. Agrada Yasasun mo. Also the founder and leader of Heaven's Way Champion Ministries, Evangelist Patricia Udru Cranton alias Nana Agrada, has been arrested by the police. According to the report by Oman channel, Agrada, who is facing multiple criminal charges in various courts, was rearrested on Monday, January 16th, after making an appearance before the Accra Circuit Court 4. The court on Monday adjourned her case to Friday, January 20th, 2020. But before Agrada could leave the court premises, she was picked up by the police in relation to another case. They say Agrada 2022, that's also 2023. Yasache Nana Agrada. That's more Ghana bra. Okudzeto Ablakwa drags Reverend Kusi Boateng to charge over payment of 2.6 million cathedral money. Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the member of parliament for North Tongu, has followed through with his promise of petitioning the Commission of Human Rights and Administrative Justice to investigate the secretary of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng. Okudzeto Ablakwa, in a damning set of allegations, promised to hold the founder of the Power Chapel worldwide before trial. Yes, it is per the news we no so can. Okudzeto ed information about bonten o ka say on fa ma bonten me name and shame keke. Name mom obe make sure say obe follow through. Na or the situation they akwa a year the shraj inti ene about 130 green no petition shraj no inti eno so na ekoso ewo a Ghana na inti details of why Dag Heward-Mills resigned from the National Cathedral Board. Heward-Mills and so resigned. I think say e ne dika resign a altar bill ne dika resign Heward-Mills and so e say asofu asebo yebeba so ye bo nseblo so dia let's say yebeba hold so but the inti or resign or say information regarding the resignation of the founder and leader of the Lighthouse Chapel International, Bishop Dag Heward-Mills, from the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral Project has emerged. According to citynewsroom.com report, the man of God resigned from the board due to many ignored concerns that were raised for years with regards to the construction of the National Cathedral. For instance, in his resignation letter, he wrote an address to the chairman of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, President Akufo-Addo, and others. He raised concern about the cost, the design, the fundraising, and the location of the project, among others, but did not receive a response after writing several letters. I feel that the treatment of the issue I have raised in my several letters has been unfortunate. My letters have been ignored in the past, not attended to for years, and at best addressed. So the woman also for that lighthouse, I know. Dag Heward-Mills and so I resign. And then this our resignation in eba. Now me catch on say inkwell. Ope printing bia bra inkwell. Na printing and fama. Ope and your papa sweatia Revolt Africa. I want to be near and your bar market is the hub for fresh music. Yes, so today we are going to the main agenda na wahano National Cathedral. As I say, you cannot talk about any other thing but the National Cathedral. Na mo amunim National Cathedral no. Abrochi for amunim what is going on in Ghana. National Cathedral no yeah. It's a personal promise, and this is something that we all need to take note of. This is something that we all need to be aware of. Say, when it comes to the National Cathedral now, it's a personal promise. It's a personal promise between the President of Ghana and his God. Onini Nyame kwa apam says Nyankopon boano no otimi wene the presidency in 2016 general election what he will do ne say obeye the be see a cathedral e dey ahye Nyame animonyam ka sa promise we dey enka na enka ya de pa so obi ni Nyankopon ekwa apam ne say oye ade no ama Nyame a na enka ya de pa na ade ti dan Ghana for atwe one no abia so National Cathedral yi hu me baba be kire ne um kakra kire se nyina be kan a 7th January 2017 President Akufo-Addo late kakra the swearing in no so mbeka ya amani ebusa say na he na president was that president no kwakọ bo am na okutu sword okati sword for the construction na why na bien so be ye de ama Nyankopon no eno hu dwumadie na okodi ye enti so mbeka ya or address the nation he said say eno ene man yi late na oni Nyankopon ekon ntam nti sa ntam no eno hu na okokodi ye na aden ye kasa bebre so shey National Cathedral na nipa bebre sorry tia especially the opposition party no they said say the timing of the National Cathedral no it's a good move so person we be but timing enye especially when the president says even though it's a promise no person Oman so na say no Oman boa promise no with asase. And then it became another brouhaha ubi e kanadwen asase de ebisi munko ningo pram ebisi munko bupe ho baby just say there's so many places among for we suggest say nkan sase ho ebisi ebri ho baby mountains ne so nanke akoye esi ho but see ebe yesi Parliament House je ho pa de ano den because judges are dying wo ho as new as it be quiet 20 at that time it be 2013 you complete year and these were projects and loans at the so many people were saying no yes you can do that but location was a problem. President and said no that was where ubisi at it is in early 2018 you started bubu adan ni nyina egu ya you started to foundation I just say yes yeah National Cathedral
with Kumasi Nyame on Afro
na yete National Cathedral no nte project biasa no yete secretariat impanyfo de da no near the board of trustees na so far kese yi Pentecost for so for penny opoku nyina oka ho Dag Heward Mills oka ho Otabil oka ho Duncan Williams oka ho all this great men of God no mu nyina eka ho mu nyina wo board no so na board no ne secretariat no na de oda no eye eka secretary a oda no ana no ye Reverend Kusi Boateng or Power Chapel Kusi Boateng ona na ye opinion say a bank common twetwe any information about the National Cathedral there na ye onwa and it's all share in 2018 he was going on radio to radio explaining to Ghanaians why National Cathedral and the way I was explaining to the point to say it is something that is very very good for Ghana in tourism any idea just any nyina or can nyina de ye de etre ebi mo gitum ebi mo anyantum e ma na kwaku bunsam kra so sore say odo so hia national shrine for traditional worshippers because Ghana is secular state edi krebofo so sore say ni omo so hia national mosque a chese ehun sem bebre edi e be hwese ewie cathedral la bit be kwaku bunsam le eye bosirimafo de no e de amo a enti enkomo ana ekokoso Ghana no enipa bebre no mo ne president ne adwene but when the Oman cast obey or power here or the best of Oman Penny. Reverend Kusi Boateng be secretary to the board of trustees. It's information be no na e de ba bonten. Na ye hwa na ye te say 2019 aban be ka say because of onieme binti no enka Ghana aban emmo cathedral ne bosse $100 million. $100 million. And Ghana was na Ghana for sit down ko unu nya ko pola ko ja ko pola unu ja ko poko kwa pamo a Ghana for taxpayers money let's say the go to your mouth Ghana for kan ya ba na de they akoya na say instead of say you know abeye private man's you know ababa abeye omaye japade sese say anya hwe ye dey say budget mu Aba Minister of Finance have been ready or Parliament I catch say the project na nya national project uti any dini kura there was no way say it was going to be a private project a national project it in a national cathedral yem finance 100 million ye wom ye ohwa ye say the all draw plan no the bofu send in san kan sika di wajai the O2 foundation said the bofu say be pray like there was so many things and e cost for national cathedral no. People were still complaining, say, many more, or many more than to the point to say, be prioritize a cathedral over, you know, the welfare of the people. But the fact still remains, say, President, I make a decision. At the end, a layman, and I say, a normal citizen, ubitimi aye, at the afahon. There's nothing you could do. It's the entire president, you say, ubisia, unsie. Na ene no on the 7th ana okujetu ablakwa North Tongu member of parliament we ranking member of foreign affairs we NDC ni oba bonten ana obeka say proye ankasa koso national cathedral secretariat ni ye pa yebusa Otabil say adentira wa resign Otabil asat now untimi my the entire resign ye free ho. I know say on kasa na enye me wan so say on kasa. Enye hwe. I know sakatire say the next week which is this week you know. Obe drop it bombshell bia ubia yembese no. Let's edi asem na asofofo akosia de say ga ho de ga boni bia nu asofo sia wa boditi ase asofo de Nyame sem ya ne say o man be koso ana de asofo ombe de ombedwe ne ho nti de bombshell nko ana unua wa obutimi aye de edi ababonten amagana fo ho adwiri e well de ade beche nti beti ye wo ho Monday ana okuje to abla akoba no the documents ebekere say National Cathedral but you asara be kan tie ni okuje to na e kan nyam na me ka Mohammed Chime contempt. Okuje to say National Cathedral no 2.6 million cedis. 2.6 million 2.6 million cedis ko Ghana sigada da enimu a ebe say 2.6 million cedis ko Ghana sigada da for 04 to aso na say be 260 billion sigada da enimu no akwa di company bi a your friend JNS ho na omuni madwuma JNS no ayede yama eye cathedral no. So they decided say omu be check it, they will cross check and ask principal no baba be ye adwuma. They will go and then they are going to find out dana you tier 2.6 million edema JNS. So we started say omu ye JNS one adwuma. It JNS no omu ko check here with auditors general office no na say JNS na ankasa ye small crèche. American Quebec say daycare. JNS na ankasa ye daycare. Chese na wo hwe daycare nkura omo crèche de omo no omo koswa cement na say omo kutwa blocks omo no omo din wo National Cathedral mu say ye TSK mom. Well, enye still you be pushy. We asema make nyina kuje to abla akwa de kan. Your kind am so me ye de meetiri mu akere. Ana okuje to abla akwa mu hwehwem. Ento mu hwehwem no mu say JNS no is registered to papa bi e friend Johannes. Your friend Johannes Eshan on na yere Sheila Eshan any din kwabena edujemfi. Some ka I say edin BMD kan me se fa two trim kwabena edujemfi. Sa kwabena edujemfi no. Nipa mensa o me directors of that company. No mo shares that company no operating cost of that company no say 500 Ghana cedis. It's less than it's less than $100. It was like na adwuma ben na crèche operating cost 500 cedis ye 2.6 million cedis e dia mom e dia adwuma ben no mo ye ana eja unuya de oso on de hwehwemu na on de obeye no okoso a on de oyere oye ni hwehwemu na oye ni hwehwemu na ko ba se sa edin na ye frɛ no kwabena du jamfi no kwabena du jamfi no eye papa ye frɛ no Reverend Kusi Boateng ono ana ni fie din de kwabena du jamfi eti na se afedi na se aye emu aye rem kakra se eti se eye Reverend Kusi Boateng na di ayidi a kwabena du jamfi dia na ne Reverend Kusi Boateng etie sika ama ne ho ene ne company ana omudi hu dwuma eti pagifo so se de dae koso ya repeat na se ye hwe mo na se ye tie 2.6 million ama Reverend Kusi Boateng ene ne company na ye den ye tie 2.6 million cedis edema Reverend Kusi Boateng ene ne company eno na omode letter we ede aba abonten eti bi ba kind letter no ede ama na afi ya toa so ede free ho so hwe letter na wo Facebook na se wo hemia ubehu se letter bi eda ho a chese sa letter no ewa abonten a eno na omode to abonten se National Cathedral e kire se omode kwaji loan no enti so hwe letter na o say loan to pay contractors for National Cathedral of Ghana. The Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral is set to make payments to the contractors of the National Cathedral project, which is overdue. Payments have delayed at the Controllers and Accountant General Department. We therefore seek financial assistance of 2.6 million cedis, 2,600,000 cedis only from JNS Talent Center Limited as a top-up of our balance, which are expecting to be credited into our account by 15th of September 2021 at the very latest. This loan request has become necessary due to the urgency to advance the second payment for the next phase of the work of the National Cathedral. The loan will be refunded as soon as we receive payments allocated from the Controllers and Accountants Department's office. Yes, this is a year evidence a year National Cathedral Secretariat no ede abeto abonten na This no ever talk about no mudi we ne beche say. So this was dated on August 26, 2021. And the director, JNS Talent Center Limited, Accra, and a day a babontin. So this is it. Now yen konkutie the other one no so I no so no e ka ho no. Here. So the other one also or say National Cathedral of Ghana press release the National Cathedral and payments to JNS. Now say National Cathedral Nigeria to say there have been payment to JNS. So this is what they are saying. Following the January 7th memo refutation of false claim made against the National Cathedral, the attention of the National Cathedral Secretariat has been drawn to yet another false accusation. This time, and using information from the same documentation submitted by Secretariat to the Parliament on December 15th, 2022. The National Cathedral is said to have made illegal payments totaling 2.6 million to a company called DNS. As normal verification expected of a member of Parliament would have revealed, this was not an illegal payment, but rather a refund of a short-term interest-free loan made by GNS to pop up the payments to the contractors of the National Cathedral. This support was sought from a National Cathedral trustee member, Reverend Kusi Boatin. Basically, the ombes omuchiri nyina na say eye National Cathedral and a choroko ma JNS Adwuma ketwa na ono no operating cost ni 500 cedis ne say omu hia bosia enti omomwa no na omomwa aban na aban ntimi enrane whatever opese oye enti omu kwaje say sika no edi free JNS wo na sa payment no of 2.6 million no omu de sa payment no edi ma JNS after say almost a kind free accountant general ehonom. Now this is my question. Mesome Ghanaian, the president tasked me as a Ghanaian to be a citizen and not a spectator. So this is my question. Yemfane say the devil's advocate. Yemfane say dear papa okuje to abrakwa eka no enye nokre me fa ne sa na ye mfa ne say the secretariat eka no ene ye nokre company na e boss abosia no Reverend Kusi Boatin edin a ye dim say ye friend Reverend Kusi Boatin a officially every Ghanaian knows him to be Reverend Kusi Boatin no enye say edin na one that company no so Johannes Ishan Sheila is no Ghanaians to answer me that question. Say the D any document in so say company near there. Na odin fufra or the only that company na and no cry a crime in the laws of Ghana. Say as a Ghanaian no or hono or you sue two different names and no a crime. But yemfa and you say bia or fear ni or DB a different with you. This is a dear a what public record so. And no no a crime. By yemfa no non to say yemfa say JNS no a owned by Kusi Boatin. Then there is a conflict of interest. Even though they are saying say company no a free loan, a free interest loan. I know the ma I don't buy that. I don't buy that one bit. Say a free interest loan. Enti any other na a board of trustees na ngika mum na mo nyina manti na ba mo nyina mache na nipa ba akokɔ for no one sika in the name of a company that doesn't have its official name on edeba be ba wo ye Ghana ni adwene ho se me meti asisi e metimi ndi din fufuro akwa ko bie company e wo baabi ma for other names some dey bie company na ni nyina ye mea then I'm operating in false pretense say my bobusia na bosiana amabono me de even though I'm not getting any interest from it and I may born and we are more TSS kaname. This is what is going on and this is what I want every Ghanaian to be aware of. This is what I want every Ghanaian to look at as a person. Say forget about your political colors for a minute, look at it as a Ghanaian. Do you think say wo Ghana ni out Ghana so wo ho Now what documents me nu documents me nu na wo no. Documents me nu na wo no edin foforo na ewo so a what do you think is going to happen? Minu ambesa odwene ho na wote say what do you think say ebisi? Like what will happen? It will be illegal, you're probably going to go to jail or you're going to have some fine. But this person have used that name no to register for documents because even could be a register company. If you don't have a document, it's either you're going to go with your Ghana card, your voter's ID card, or any form to be able to register. I mean, my register company or Ghana, register or askwa honum. Okwa, you have to provide either it's a Ghana passport, Ghana ID, Ghana card, and I say voter's ID. One of those, and I'll be to me. And sometimes, depending on what you are registering, also provide a birth certificate. I'm saying, then I could see what to be registered a company with a different name that is not his official name, and that itself, and non kwa and non kwa cry a big issue, and non kwa a big issue. Ede mame. In free we all know say there is issue of money laundering in this situation, and sadly we Ghana and Kwan a bit in yesi. Say nye Ghana na ye Oman fufuru biya so a Kenyan radio so na be kasa asem wi ka by now culture. I didn't think that make kanasa. We all know how people are laundering money. This company have a operating capital of 500 cities. This company's capital is not even ne capital no kra enye yemfa ne say bia 1 million be no aka say or 1 million there's a probability of say will be to me enya if say 2 million until yemfa ne sa it's 500 cities new 1,000 cities kra. And then this company was registered in a year, like it's less than 1 year 6 months. A new 2 years, that's when that company was registered. And that company is able to give you 2.6 million. It is pure fact, say, and yes, our company this are 2.6 million no buy. It if say no say, may fan say the omo cano and but say no say and yes, our company now, then where did that money come from? Where did that money come from? Say kusi buatan na this scan buy unya say scan wo hen see paying money I mean tax on that. Think about it as a Ghanaian. Because for him to be willing say oh me they bought a Bible siana mageno and registering a company just to be able to loan that money to government, think about it as a Ghanaian. Say unya say scan ifre hen. Menkasa papa no untumi nya say scan oska. Oye penyina wa bobra wa ye na dwuma wa biebie ne nsore ya wa asore kese obinya say sika na amana boroso na de me kan say wo say sika no wo say sika na genuine money no fit say obebo aban bosen a aden na say o register a company to be able to loan money to the National Cathedral. This is something that I want you as a person to think about. This is something that I want you as a person to think about. Say, Sisikano a Sika French moi. A deity to register company just to be able to loan that money to government. And then something should tell you, say Sikano, Asemo home, entina or so for a register a company just to be able to give, then use that company as a shell. That is what I think. Maybe view, no. Your view might be different from my view, but in my view, this is what I think. Say it happened. So the president, I mean the president, the Chisa, the pastor or the reverend, this is the decision that he made. Yamfanasa. According to Okudjeto, there's no document that actually say government receives can be free a year kusibuate. That is what Okudjeto Abrakwa is saying. Said there's no document that just say government receives can free yeah, Kusibuate any GNS honum. He hasn't seen any document like that. The fact still remains to say, where did that money come from? Did the government or did the National Secretariat of the National Cathedral received any money from GNS and Mr. Kusibuate? The answer is there is no money. Mr. Doug Heward Mills, Bishop Doug Heward Mills. That Doug Heward Mills are resigning from the board of the National Cathedral. Or say, I don't know how the cost of a National Cathedral moved from 100 million to 400 million. And then all of a sudden, a project that's supposed to be worth $100 million, all of a sudden moved to $400 million. This is taxpayers' money. The Biara Mekase, Ghana, Mebuno, you guys are not angry enough. You are not angry enough, so we are angrier. The president made a promise of promising to Onunu Nyankopon, paying Onunu Nyankopon this amount of money, building a cathedral for Onunu Nyankopon. And then all of a sudden, that promise, and then it became a national promise. All of a sudden, that money that is supposed to be used on that, a quadruples, $100 million, a quadruples to $400 million. And then board and none of them is complaining. And that's what and I sit down and I think about it, say how can we even have trust in this men of God, in this men of God? Say, all of a sudden, in these times, in these hard times, a regular Ghanaian is suffering. A regular Ghanaian is suffering to eat, to afford accommodations, to be able to create jobs and employment in the nation. All of a sudden, the money has quadrupled from 100 to 400, and nobody is questioning. You see, sometimes, obi betra se no aka se emebuna aba emuade emebuna aba enfom ho ntu nyame so, but sit down asofo ne di enim no mo de this level. Asofo they should know better. Anka mo frowning upon corruption. How on earth that a project that cost 100 million move from 100 million to 400 million, whilst the contract has already been awarded to a contractor? And yet then it says can move it from 100 million to 400 million. My brothers and sisters, you sit down and then you think about it, say, why is this happening in the first place? Think about it. Why is this even happening? Why are we allowing this to happen? And under what circumstance? And so that Heward Mills of Lighthouse Chapel has I think so in Nyame Adwuma. So he has resigned. He says until or complaining about the location of the place when you answer, or complaining about the cost when you answer, or complaining about the fundraisers when you answer. So it's like if you disagree with that, then you have to leave. So this is what has happened. So I want to task all the youth of Ghana, ask these men of God, under what circumstances, and a project that's supposed to be $100 million, a quadruple from $100 million to $400 million. And this project is being headed by men of God. I saw from that project now. And then say, and some amount for say, so for penny this scare ma, I saw penny or boy children. And say, I no correct. Because I saw for a betna project so of $100 million. Now in the space of 3 years, that project in the space of 3 years, 100 million, a quadruple from 100 million to 400 million. Now these pastors are still defending this project. And I honestly don't know what we should say as a people to these pastors. I honestly don't know what we should say to this. You see, most people, and when things like this come out, it fuels the anger of the youth. I didn't think it fuels the anger of the youth. The youth have been suffering for a very long time. It's in this present times, things like this, like making a payment of 2.6 million to a company that was just created to make that payment, it shouldn't even exist. Honestly, before God and man, that company shouldn't exist. And the fact that the national secretary for the project, and only that company with a different name, that person have an alias, or the alias and owns that company, and they're supposed to be a man of God, that is a secretary to the project. It's a man of God. Touch not my anointed. And for us, that's what the Bible says. But we can question, say, why? Aden as a kusibuate per se obo Oman bosia on physical free account munga say in the name of kusibuate my bo Oman bosia in the name of kusibuate meje me bosia na din wo adwuma ne wo kusibuate sofoketwa ne yiri din mu adwuma no eni kusibuate nkwa ne sofoketwa no so din yiri din wo ho trase na dwene sasem no ho. Say, does this even make sense to you as a person? Say, kusi buatin a national cathedral or financier, kobemu be that kind of payment. Yes, we do respect our men of God, but we are not going to allow the men of God to take us for a ride. It's not going to happen again. And this is what every youth in Ghana have to do. We have to make sure that these things do not happen again. It has happened. But when you touch the tax pay, maybe need problem. There be a say, obi e decide say odnisika kwa koma sofo a personal faith. On one they decide say odnisika every man sofo. Name mom when it's taxpayers' money there, then I have every right to also come on it. And at this point, I think say what has been done, has to be corrected. What has been done has to be corrected. And I stand to be corrected. Yeti krumha. Ana yakase. In this nation, petition in 2012, when the petition went to Parliament, you say double names, nipa baako with double names, it ye chasa vote nim. Samokai. But we have one person using double names to give loans. Man, think about it. Think about it. Sit down and think about it. Say also for bit me, I'm sorry. No akase. Meme de my boy mine bosia in a different name. In a different name. Why that different name? Do you know who say it is a Junibian Tetra? Why that different name? Why is it not in his official name? So I didn't be entire so-called Bosnian Echia. And I said they are not trying to hide anything. Why that different name? I didn't think why is it in a different name? Let's think about it. I think the motive behind the so-called loan, of which I don't even believe, say there was a loan. But the emphasis said if there was a loan, the so-called loan, I didn't take the I didn't ask now for documents as to whom they paid Emma Bonten. If they can say it was a loan, or maybe a contractor car, I don't know find the document of what was paid to them, Emma Bonten. Argentina, there was no document. I say a loan has been received. Of this money has been received. Argentina, sir, or the transaction was done by ADB. I don't know more sa ADB transaction na say if the JNS account and a buy then we can investigate JNS. Adwuma be na JNS or ya or tibinya sa 2.6 million at the bubbles. You see the fact of the matter, and I say Ubit may decide, they say you want to lie about this whole thing. But you cannot lie. The truth can never defeat the lie. I mean, the lie can never defeat the truth. It will come out. Ghanaians will get to know, say, Keta aseche bi ayede akoso. Dream bi ayede akoso. Munyina munim se dream akoso. Munyina munim se osofo eyusu ne power and ne position. Edi dwumadie bi a any kwans wodie. We all know. And all asofofo na amote sa board no so. It is high time say munyina mo be resign because bogu nyamesom animase. Samotena ho e ka kire say obi aba be ka kire mo say or the sika bremo in a different person's name but that name no your no a na motena city me je sa de we tum say because sika na mo de mu hia nti maje a mogu nyamesom animase. Mumfa papaye pepepe ye ene no kore enya adwuma. Mu ye nkrofo anka ye say ye tena se na yesuamo ke shoma brabo ni yesuamo. But when you guys are doing things like this, it's the reason why some people say asori no cry itself no a scam. Asori no itself a scam. Yes, it's the reason why people will sit down and say asori no cry a scam. Why wouldn't they say asori no a scam? Because you sat down, you were the steward, and you knew, say, JNS, no, it was only formed to do this transaction. This company, so-called company called JNS, no, was formed to do this transaction. Yes, this company was only formed to do this transaction. It is our transaction. Now, share company you form you just to do this transaction. Let's say maybe I'm out more because many tears is here. So me decide say, okay, you see here's the aboa the cathedral. The support cathedral no. Me per se you see cathedral no. Muska na me the aboa a cathedral no in a form of bosia. All I do is I'll go with my name and say hey, muska say into me so money na mo fanya day and support cathedral. That's what I would do. And I think that's what any other person should do. But in this situation, this is what happened. The company was formed in a different name. So what does that mean? Somebody's hiding something. Somebody is laundering money. Somebody is stealing. That's what it is. We are getting to know, say, Osofo Kutedimi only after this happened. Nobody know. So Odimi no any close friends any ni fearful in him. It will be a name see a friend no the official name. Baby Abekubia eye kusibuate. Nobody knows to say a friend or a Kwabna do jemfi. Until the company was formed to steal money. Just formed to make this transaction. Yanko has our company no. Crutch na way. Nipa saying just say how does even a crutch come in this situation? You see, the fact of the matter, you guys are stealing from us in the name of mobile bokashok no, but the SMO ye as a for the society no, the SMO ye for the environment, you know, the SMO moye de bois communities, and mo de bois economy, ni me to me build a better economy, so our young people that not depend on fraud and prostitution for money, no, money. All our money na mo ye ne say obi from ne de. At this point, you know, obi from ne de. Obi from ne de. Think about it. Obier from sika. Obier from sika. And this is what has happened. We na about one thing. Sit down. We na about one thing. Me Musa or Tabel. A day no resign. A dear man a dear no who will project a your mind project a dinner me some a different level. A woman more. Or resign as opinion in Cassia to say or no, or resign. Think about it. A dear in a man, a resign a BBI a bacope. The Bemano a resign a bacope. Who say be coswo. A dear and a coswo to be for Mamma to ya. A dear and a coswo. GNS a bank. GNS in your bank. GNS in your bank. It is a kusibuati freeze or bebo or mine bosia. A simple. Oh, bo mine bosia. No bo mine bosia. But o mine bosia na obon. Ubo dimu. Then I'll suffocate to a yeri ding in our umbi. Enti osofoketwa na yere ezusika eka ho ana. Ana osofoketwa yere esika. Ami sofoketwa ni sika ana okwaje. Why? Let's not do this to ourselves. We all know, we all know, say, kamo bo o minor pool. Mo bo minor chrono. Sa documents ya, modia be ya, mo refute the allegation. I don't buy it. I do not buy this document because one am print a date is so there ye bo date the toso. Me say monfa transaction documents nemra. Monfa accounts from ADB mfamra enter a data that 27th August now we receive scanner in 2021. Monfamra. Muna mo say GNS in the mamu say scan mo famra GNS in an account and cause scarce in the dema GNS 2.6 million at the mau in the name of a loan. This is shady. This thing that you guys are doing is shady. We are men of God and you are the people that have to lead the way so the people can follow. And more men of God, no many politicians ma can't boom. The men of God, so-called men of God in Ghana, any politicians na can't boom and a mudi or mine. So-called men of God in Ghana, any politicians that can't boom no mu digane wu. Ebegu engu bi amfa ho. Asem we wu ka asem we akere wan. Akora be kwa ka kache say asem we amasa akora no atisa asem we ase. This is sad. This is really sad. And we cannot sit in the nation and allow this to happen. The Ghanaian youth need to wake up. That we cannot sit, especially in these times, and allow this to happen. We cannot sit down to allow this to happen. How? How on earth should we even allow this to happen? So 2.6 million, you are saying, say, a company that has operation a capital of 500 cities, about 2.6 million. I say, we catch our 4 years growing. Across 4 years growing. No because I say we at the Nana Prempe billions or say National Cathedral will always be trash till children's schooling under trees will get proper classroom to learn. And it's a fact. The Nipana or Choba and Nana Prempe that's it. The Nana Prempe Choba and a fact. Oh, Rimbo was a sad bro. Rimbo what to say when you about me tongue catcher. Yes. In the name of God, in the name of Queen. Yejinamidi, yedi Oman Konkono, ye Ghana, and I listening to Kusibuati speak saying, say, they are dealing with the Israeli prime minister or through the Israeli embassy in Ghana to see so meet me the wailing war on Hokakra, Eddie Ababa Beshe. The walls of the National Cathedral, so it becomes authentic. Then we can get people to come and visit from all over the world to come to Ghana. You really believe this thing? Say Ghana ni be free. Nigeria ni free Nigeria Magara National Cathedral. Nigeria ni this thing that you guys are doing is a waste of money, and the fact that it's a waste of money, no musa di weska. That's the money ya no. In the times are you womu ya and you Ghana ni no. This is the time. Mufri say it is very necessary say mukosi nyankopon eda in the mano. And then when we talk about it, we have I say I'm doing good there. I say that Rumbi mesro the bakasa the bra for that. But for sometimes do ometia udwene ho a one way awado betia omo udwene ho a wano beti because sometimes the behaviors now omo ye no say okwakofa wailing wall mu kubu ho wailing wall ho kakra de ababa be she National Cathedral hey man God pay you for grow so hey na ye kasa asem we ya na Ghana ni bagina so na ni abre den. No defended this. No defended this. Yet Ghana omomoto bonds ye fo obi asika. Wo ye adwuma wo nya osika to aban se wa boka nti obefa osika no. Untimi nye bibia amfa ho. Untimi nkosu nchire obia. This is what the government wants to do. And then we get up the next day and we are building a national cathedral, and all of a sudden we want to take your monies. And then you are taking all this, making all these expenditures, and then all of a sudden there's a JNS that was established around the same time that the money was issued. And then say, our company, Eloni is Kentino, Yetuyamano. Y'all should buy your hairs in shame because say you dimochia more moya so for mudi yebe kwamenem. Side down we and so nyankopon ani. E dan ya you see ama nyankopon a. You be tie sika ama companies die. And so nyankopon ani. And so nyankopon ani. Ghana me su ensuo kura bi nya bi nom hwede omde galamsey aye amanfo nsuo ensuo kura Ghana fo nya bi ne yanom na mote ho se ye tie sika ama company na ye tie sika ama no JNS na kusibu aten no a na ye sa afre no man come on Adwuma na asem be ni Adwuma na asem pa be ni eti na se kusibu aten okuta 2 different documents with 2 different names. Other way or informant because we maintain say a informant ne spies and a government it be a create 2 different names e ma na me name say osofo a wo ye wadwuma o practice as Rumbi was say bro if this is not madness then what do you call this? Rumbi nyame mo abotere de wo shiti dodo. Why is a box iron? You have to take a cry. Say yeah, but sometimes you sit down and then you sit there and say, "Hey, we the youth, yeni akoso sadiwi. Hey, yeni amasadiwi na akoso." Because it's the same youth that are so energetic defending this situation. It's the same youth. It may I like the fact that okujetu ablakwa etumide case na ko shraj. I like it. I love it. Say he just didn't talk or they are come Shraj in Adwuma on your investigation. Let's see. Say omit me the necessary investigation that they have to do. I'll be very, very happy to see say if Shraj will do the necessary investigation as Omoya. Because it's very pathetic. But one thing I also didn't like about what Okujeto Ablakwa did, was putting Victor Kusi Boateng passport information out. That behavior, and I don't think it's a good behavior. We don't have to. In as much as you have a point that you are trying to prove, you're trying to stop corruption in our system. We have to understand, say a wrong tactics. It will be a isusu say wabokronwa. Sa wrong tactics na. It is our wrong tactics na. Ibidi. Be innocent, and because of the innocent person we have to be very careful when we are doing things like that. I do not support to say Odi will be I talked against it when your friend say Canadian Japan I'm a swali personal documents anas personal documents I talked against it. I cannot watch this and say because I'm in the same tone that Okujeto Ablakwa is speaking into. Because of that, I have to support that. Nah, I'm not that type. I feel like if something is wrong, it should be wrong overboard. And what he did, what Osofore did, it was wrong, and we all have to condemn it. We all have to condemn it. And any money that has been paid to the JNS, they have to cross-check all the documents to make sure, and yet that only that transfer in Kwane JNS don't qualify to do any job for the National Cathedral, and therefore any money paid to JNS have to retrieve back. And your mind gonna sika. JNS is just a crutch. It's a company that deals with kids. It's just a daycare. They just deal with kids. No kid is allowed to do anything for the National Cathedral. Akora bia ni wokwa koye adwuma. And even in Ghana mremu no, akora bia ni wa etuareka. So therefore, akora that company cannot do anything for the National Cathedral. And therefore, every money that has been given to the JNS, the company called JNS, it has to be retrieved. And to the pastors and the men of God, the bishops, the reverends, and all the prophets on the board of trustees, this is what I am going to say to you guys right now. You guys should remember your mandate. You guys should remember the covenant that you have with God. You guys should understand that you are there in that position because the society have given you that privilege. They believe in you to lead, to be the leaders of this National Cathedral. You guys should also understand that you owe a responsibility to the people. And if you do owe a responsibility to these people, but before say, to whom much is given, much is expected. If much is given to you as a leader, near the sa dwumadie ashe wonsa na udi sa dwumadie se wo de boa Oman Ghana ade edi kan a ese umma wo remfi ne say you have a responsibility to the people of Ghana. And not just a responsibility to the people of Ghana, you also have a responsibility to lead by example, to be courteous, to be courageous in your dealing. And to say muhunu ketase shebi se koso ewo National Cathedral and sensem no ho a de wo beye as a leader ne say you draw to the appropriate leadership, appropriate institutions for those institutions to do their job. So if the institutions are doing their job as a man of God, you shouldn't sit in this rut for this to go on. Because if Ghanaians are bleeding, if Ghanaians are crying because of the actions of you, the leaders, it will end back and turn back to you. Do not forget your moral responsibility to the people of Ghana. Your friend Kumasi Nyame, that's say OJ Brenner would tie me. Nyame sha obi bia. That's yeah Thursday so you better shia na ya dwendwene Oman no ho. Te say de bia meka no. Oman adwuma ni Kumasi Nyame ni. Nyame sha obi bia, me do obi bia ase.